Fresh out of the mailbox, I got a new Mancera on decky that I was told I need to check out and give my interpretations on. I believe this is a new release, or I personally haven't heard of it, so let's roll my motherfucking music so we can unbox and test out Mancera's Tonka Cola.
We're all alone. Yeah, that's a friend from the south side. In case you cared, out of all your friends, I want to be Cuba.
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. This is your boy. C to the U to the B to the A. Tonka Cola by Mancera. I mean, based on the name, we can kind of assume what's going to be the presence, the note profile, which would be Tonka and Cola? Sounds basic as shit, but I mean, that's what the name says, Tonka Cola. So that's what I'm going to assume is the note profile. Now, Tonka and Cola, I do know the Cola note profile. There's been a couple of fragrances that I've smelled in the past. Not necessarily listed in the notes, but that's been my interpretation of the fragrances when they have that fizzy, cola, syrupy kind of vibe. So I'm hoping that that's what I get from this. Here's that Mancera presentation, that's pretty snazzy. I think Mancera is one of the very few people that has this little luxury pouch, and I do appreciate it. I did get the smaller size because nobody needs 100 mLs of everything. This one is just a 60 ml, and trust me, it's more than enough. It is a cute looking bottle, not gonna lie. I have no idea what the notes are. I don't know anything about this fragrance. It's a typical blind buy as usual, but that's what I'm here. This channel is all about the blind. Oh, well, that's different. Magnetic top, and it's very testy. Like, you gotta put it in the right position. If not, it'll force you. Like, you can't. Magnet caught me off guard. Usually it's a little screw top. All right, so there's nothing else to do, but let's get this impression going. So we got Tonka Cola by Mancera. I'm anticipating right from jump that it's gonna have amazing performance because Mancera don't slouch. Okay. Well, that's different. It's a really strong cola vibe. It's unusual. I kinda like it. And it's giving me goose pimples. Has a bit of a cherry vibe. Like a cherry cola. I get a Tonka presence. I get a sweetness. I get a very distinctive cola vibe, for sure. Very unusual. It's kind of weird. This is so different. I don't know how I gotta try a little bit on skin. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm 50-50. I like what it's doing to me. I like the uniqueness. I like the different factor. But I'm also like, do I love it? I don't know. Let's try it on skin. Hopefully on skin it switches up a little bit because this is different. Ooh, it's a little weird off skin. Let me give it a second. That was... Do not spray and smell it up close like that. Ooh, it's a little weird. It is a little weird. It is weird. I don't know. Let's see. Let me give it a second. I think it needs more than a second. Yeah, I'm getting like cherry, cola, sweet Tonka, but there's also something there that's a little bit harsh, a little aggressive. Let me look up some notes. Oh, well, look at that. Cherry. First note. Yeah, you definitely get that. Cherry, cinnamon, Sicilian lemon, nutmeg, Coca-Cola, Indonesian patchouli, orange blossom, tonka bean, vanilla, benzoin, and labdanum. So the cherry coke vibe is extremely present. It's pretty much the shining star, but there is a weird essence of this fragrance off of my skin. It really needs a good amount of dry down. So what happens is that tartness from that citrus is kind of fighting with the cherry note. If that citric wasn't fighting with the cherry cola vibe and the cherry cola vibe was a little bit more prominent and more singular on that opening, I think it'd be a little bit better on that opening off of my skin. But it's very competitive. It's very back and forth, push and pull. Okay, it's getting much better off of the skin the more that it dries down. This is definitely one of these fragrances that the opening is very confusing, interesting. I don't love it. It has to be one of these fragrances that dry down and it's really difficult to give it a rating on the first impression. Although that's what I do, and I don't want to judge this so harshly, because I would have. On the opening, the more that it dries down, it's getting substantially better. So I'm gonna take a leap of faith and a little bit benefit of the doubt, let this dry down completely on my skin, and then give you the proper assessment on my first impressions. Maybe this is the new 2023 me, actually letting shit dry down to give it my true impressions. So let me give it a minute. I'm gonna take a piss. All right, a good 5 minutes have passed. This is very unusual for me, and we all know that. Let me go back and revisit this fragrance on the skin and see how this dry down has come through. Way better, way better. It's all about the dry down like it is on every other fragrance. So right now in the dry down, the cherry cola is still the more prominent note. It's got a little bit more of a powderiness when it dries down completely on the hand. The patchouli really starts to come through a little bit more. That tart citric component that's in opening and mid has really reduced a significant amount, making it more tolerable off the skin. But it's a like fragrance, not a love fragrance. So for me, if I'm gonna rate Tonka Cola on a complete dry down, so initial first wear, Tonka Cola is sitting at a 6.1. That's where I'm putting Tonka Cola currently. This is at the dry down state. The mid and opening parts of it are a little disruptive, a little bit all over the place. That citrus is a little bit too scratchy, overpowering that cherry cola vibe, and it kind of throws me off a little bit in a way that I don't like. It is a very interesting fragrance, and it has its own peculiar scent profile as opposed to anything else in the collection, so I appreciate that. The performance factor off that singular spray is actually quite decent, which I wouldn't expect anything less from the House of Mancera, but it's drastically better on the dry down than mid and opening. The mid and opening, it has to dry down completely on the skin. Is it a blind buy cop? No, this has to be something that has to be sampled for sure. Let it dry down completely, and then you can determine if this is something that's full bottle cop worthy. Luckily, Mancera fragrances aren't super expensive, and they do perform very well, but this one for me, it's living at that 6.1, 6.2 mark, and quarter ball spray. All right, that's it. Yeah, even that little quarter ball spray, damn, it definitely got a little spritz quarter ball spray. Still has that presence. So Mancera's always got balls. But this is a very unusual fragrance. I like unusual. I do like unusual, but this is only dry down fire. Like opening and mid, dry down, much, much, much better. What do you guys think of Tonka Cola? Does it sound like a scent profile that you guys want to rock? Tonka and Cola, although it's cherry cola to be exact. I love y'all motherfuckers from the heart. Let me know what other hot fragrances is coming out. I'll see y'all bitches next time. You know who it is. Biggest in the gang. Smooches.
What's fresh? Who's best? Wanna know who's gonna pass the test? For the fly gun holder, money folder, Motorola start tack when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.